As you know, Tim, this event is to bring awareness to foster adoption. Is there anything on that list that surprises you?
It's alarming, Matt. It's scary. Consider that 500,000 kids are in the foster care system, and 70% of all prison inmates come from a foster care home. Half the homeless people in the Bay Area are former foster children. It's sad. It's really a scary deal.
Yeah, it's incredible. The amount of kids that leave foster care without having a permanent place to live, or the amount of, at that age, at that formative age, not knowing where they're going to be, and not knowing, the school they're going to attend, what their family situation is going to be, is alarming. When I was young, I grew up, my family's from Rockland, Loomis, Penryn area. My folks live in Roseville. So we grew up with a group, knowing the owners of Koinonia. I don't know if you know what that is. They're a foster group, care group. They've done it for years. I mean, that's what they do. Yeah. So I've been aware of the situation. Then when I went up to Reading and took over the Foothill High School program, the coach that was there prior to me was big into the group home and foster care.
Fantastic
deal. And so, we had players that were foster care kids on our team, and so it's been a thing that I've been aware of certainly for a long time. But obviously these statistics are alarming, and it's great that you're bringing awareness, and it's great that we can be a part of it too.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to bring awareness. I mean, what were some of the things that maybe you noticed on that you didn't know?
Just the pattern, it's just sad that, I mean, they're calling these children homeless as they're in foster care, and which is a scary word enough, but probably accurate. And then they go on to, 70% of the homeless today are from the foster care system. It's just that pattern that's tough to swallow. This is a great opportunity to get some kids in need into some wonderful homes and change their lives.
So, I mean, I'd heard about foster care system, of course, but then you throw out that there's, 500,000 students, that are in foster care, and over 6,000 in Northern California. You think about maybe the one or two that that are in your class, that number seems massive, okay? And then, of course, if they don't get out of that system, 70% are going to go, into, not 70% of them, but 70% of all prison inmates come from foster care. So we need to do something to improve foster care, or to assist the people that are involved in foster care and keeping those students from entering the inmate, because we know that once you're in, you don't really get out.
Yeah.
And then, of course, they're going to have children themselves within a couple of years. That's that right there. As we all know, children having children is nothing good. There's nothing positive going to come out of that. Someone reports that half the homeless people in the Bay Area are former foster children. Then we need to help those foster parents any way we can to lower that number. Keep the children with them. Also, for us, it's just like it's a game. It's obviously one of our 10 games, but now we know why we're playing in that game, and we as a student body here at the school can really focus to support that event as well. And we have our pregame rally that Friday. We will certainly talk about why they need to be at that game Saturday morning, and what the purpose of that football game is beyond just simply a Cass Robley versus Fruitland football game.
Well, we have a number of kids in our school, and as well as our football program, that are actually foster children. And to be able to participate in such a cause that shines a little light on the problems that face foster children is a wonderful opportunity, not only for us as a program to be able to do something like that, but also for the kids in our program who are foster children.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I had no clue. I didn't realize that there's 500,000 foster kids in the United States. I didn't know that. Yeah, I think it's something people need to hear. I mean, so we can start helping these kids become, the great young men and women that they were planned to be. My sister's son was in foster care, so in the state of California. So that's a personal
personal experience here, but the fact that they've just surpassed the veterans as far as the largest group of homeless is that's just a crime, an absolute crime. So
I just don't think the general public realizes that or thinks about that.
No,
And
not at all.
so, I mean, that's why we're really excited that Fruitland's able to come out here and help this cause.
Well, it's a great experience for our kids, and obviously for a noble cause. So, we're excited, and we're excited for the kids and the benefit they might get out of it. So, make things just a little bit better, and it's a win-win situation all the way around.
I have foster kids, and I've had another one stay with me, so I know none of this, unfortunately, surprised me. In fact, the girl that stayed with us just moved out. She was homeless, and I was like, I can't help. We gotta help. She was real good. She played soccer, so my wife knew her because my wife's a soccer coach, and that.
Good for you for taking her in.
No doubt that surprises me, and the kid that played for me here was a foster kid, and went through some serious adversity with a family member, and so we took him in, and just seeing the different life skills that he didn't have because he was basically raised himself. He lived in 20 different homes and had every horrible circumstance that you could imagine, and then to see the life skills that he didn't possess, yet he still persevered enough to graduate high school and is doing well. But he's kind of he's the exception of the norm.
Right.
A high percentage of them don't even graduate high school.
Well, good for you for taking those kind of kids in. And I think when people read this, it's pretty shocking, some of the statistics that you're looking over right now.
Yeah. Well, absolutely. I mean, it's when I read them, just because I have experience with it, it's very, very unfortunate. And if I hadn't taken in a couple kids that were in the system, I'd be shocked by these numbers, because it is alarming. It is unfortunate, and it's there needs to be a better way than what's out there, because it's once they're 18 and they're out of high school, they're cut loose, and it's like, good luck. And
yeah, there's some statistics on the bottom, and they don't make it.
And they're given aid in school, but realistically, how many of them are able to go to college, maintain a good GPA, and to function in that kind of environment? Because people who've ever been around foster care and foster kids know that the majority of them are not able to do that. And so any aid that they could get, with the exception of their Medicare, they're kind of out on their own.
Wow. Most of the young persons working with children used to be in foster care. I believe it. I have a client who does foster care, and she runs into that problem with the teenager, and that's her drive is to take them out of the group homes and get them into a good home to show them what a good home is like. And she uses discipline. They have to do chores, they have responsibilities, they have to go to school, and she has a hard time, keeping them there, because they opt to go out and do what they want to do, which is usually the wrong thing, So.
Yeah, because they're not disciplined to, our kids sit at the dining room table and do their homework. They're just not disciplined to do that kind of stuff. A lot of these kids, and it's sad. It's a sad situation for many kids.
Right.
Okay, yeah, so I don't know if anything that surprised you on that, but it sounds like a couple of those things did surprise you on that list.
It's shocking and sad, all in the same breath. But, people like you who are, doing the next best thing and taking that step, to improve these things is what matter. And if everybody, one person probably can't save them all, but if one person does their little part, we can save a lot of them. That's why I'm here coaching in the inner city now. Because if I can save one of these kids, and turn their lives around from the drug in the streets and the drugs to getting a college education or being college educated to become productive citizens in our society, I feel that I've done my job, and that's what I'm here for.
65% leave foster care without a place to live in California. That's just amazing. The other thing that right here is the kids that leave foster care, more than 50% are homeless, use drugs, spend time in prison, or die within 2 to 4 years. Girls will have a child in 2 to 4 years, Sierra, forever family. So the biggest concern is that these kids, once they leave foster care, what ends up happening to a lot of them, they end up falling off the end in an example of either becoming homeless, they don't have a job, so they turn to drugs or some other means, and unfortunately some of the girls probably end up pregnant, probably for different reasons, trying to gain financial gains for themselves, and then problem, and that's just what happens. That's the unfortunate, and that's, to me, the most staggering part about that is what happens to them afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
There are thousands of children here locally that are in need of a family today, and by supporting this great event and attending, you're going to learn more about these kids and the ways that you can help us out. So come out to the game, have a great time, and help a child in foster care find a permanent family.